Hey everybody, welcome to High Octane Only. My name is Jared. Thank you for pressing play. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about why I think the C8 Z06 Corvette is going to hold its value or actually appreciate in value over time. Let's go. The Corvette C8 has no doubt been one of the most popular vehicles the last couple of years, actually since it debuted, I would say. And I think the Z06 is going to be exactly the same. The Z06 is going to be just as popular, if not more popular, than the current Stingray for a couple of reasons. Obviously, that 5.5-liter flat-plane crank V8, that's going to be extremely reminiscent of the 458 Italia. These are the 5 reasons why I think the C8 Z06 is going to appreciate in value over time. Number 1 is the fact that it's going to be naturally aspirated, and quite frankly, it might be the last naturally aspirated Corvette ever made. If you take a look at what's going to be coming in the next couple of years, you have the E-Ray. That's going to be the 6.2-liter LT2 paired with a hybrid drive system, so that's technically not naturally aspirated only, as it's a hybrid system. Then you have the ZR1, which is going to have that twin turbski on there for 850 some horsepower. That's going to be amazing as well. And then you're going to have the Zora that takes that twin turbo 5.5-liter plus the hybrid system. So for the next foreseeable future, there's not going to be another naturally aspirated V8 engine in the Corvette. This is the last one, and who knows what the C9 is going to bring. And when you look at vehicles in the past, take for example the Porsche GT3 RS, that's naturally aspirated. The performance on that is just spectacular. And when you come at it from that standpoint, the way the world is going and pushing towards electric, I think the fact that this is going to be one of the last naturally aspirated just supercars on the market in general, I think that's going to be a big reason that it holds and appreciates over time. Number 2 is going to be the performance for the price. I mean, if you look at the previous C7 Corvette, the price upgrade from the base to the Z06 went up 25 grand, which means if it follows the same pattern for the C8, the Z06 will start at around $85,000, which for the performance that you get, which is quite frankly Ferrari level performance, for less than $100,000, you're talking about being able to either keep up with the GT2 RS or the 458 Italia for a third of the price. There was also a recent study that came out that said the average income for a person who bought a C8 Corvette has increased $75,000 over the C7. So people who are buying the new C8 Corvette are making $75,000 more a year than people who are buying the C7 Corvette. That means all these people that normally would have bought, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, McLarens, that sort of thing, are transitioning over to a Corvette, which is quite almost unheard of. So with that increase in demand, I think it's going to make that depreciation almost stagnant. Obviously, every vehicle depreciates a little bit, but over time, I think you'll see a gradual appreciation of the Z06 Corvette. Number 3, this one's kind of hypothetical because it hasn't been confirmed yet, but it's kind of been rumored. The rumor is that the Z06 might come with a manual transmission. Now, if that is the case, if you order one with a manual transmission, I have no doubt in my mind that that vehicle will hold its value and appreciate significantly over time. Save the manuals. How often have you heard that? It's all over the place. Car guys like us miss having that manual transmission. There's just some guys out there that it's not a sports car or a supercar unless it's a manual, and I can relate to that. Potentially having that manual transmission, if you order it, and I can imagine there probably won't be many people that order the manual transmission, so you'll have a rare vehicle on top of a popular vehicle. That's going to do wonders for your appreciation. Number 4, the fact that it is reminiscent of the 458. If we go back, I don't know how many of you guys have watched Top Gear, but Jeremy Clarkson and the crew, 458 for the longest time was their halo car. It was the best car. They compared everything to it. And the fact that they are, benchmarking the Z06 to the 458 Italia, I think that means we're in for an extreme level of performance. And the fact that it's going to have that level of performance similar to the 458, it's going to sound like the 458. I think it's going to be extremely desirable. And then the last one, number 5, we're going to look at history. What happened to the Stingray when it first came out? Those things average around, I would say, anywhere between 80 to 95,000 MSRP. Somewhere in there is probably an average of what people would order. And you look still online, and they're selling for 20, $30,000. I've even seen $40,000 above MSRP, and people are paying for it. People are buying it because it is so in demand. Obviously, part of the reason is there's not many available right now, and we'll see once COVID kind of subsides and we'll get back to some type of normalcy if that remains. But I would say the fact that it's been this popular for so long, I don't think that's going to fizzle out anytime soon. We also need to take a look at the ZR1. If you look at the ZR1 right now, that was technically the last manual Corvette that you could get. You could get the ZR1 available in a manual, and the fact that some of those were MSRP around $150,000, $160,000. I just looked not too long ago. All of those that have a manual transmission are right around $200,000 or more. And they have miles on them. They got about 3,000-4,000 miles on them. So they've put that mileage on them. They're 2-3 years old now, and they're already appreciating in value. So I think that the fact that if we look at history that way, I think the same is going to happen to the Z06. So there you have it. Those are my 5 reasons why I think the C8 Z06 is going to hold its value or even appreciate over time. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, you know what to do, and I'll see you guys in the next one.